Good evening, it's 7 o'clock. Welcome to the St Melian International Resort in the Tamar Valley, just a few miles from Plymouth. I'm Michael Checker, live on BBC Radio Devon tonight. We're here to turn the spotlight on the justice system. We have a panel of guests drawn from all manner of backgrounds. You'll meet them in just a moment. But first, please welcome our host this evening, chairing the panel, journalist Philip Hayton.
Thank you and welcome to A Question of Justice. This is part of Devon and Cornwall's contribution to the nationwide Inside Justice Week. Crime is on our minds more than ever. Surveys show only our sick economy worries us more. So what's gone wrong? The Shadow Home Secretary said the other day, and I quote, "People think our criminal justice system is broken. The system worries too much about the criminals and not enough about the justice." I'd just like a quick word from each panelist. Listening to all the arguments, all the points that have been made by our audience tonight, I wonder where you stand. If there was a magic wand and tomorrow you were head of criminal justice, Secretary of State for criminal justice in this country, in charge of not only the prison service but the whole justice system, you'd be a combination of the Justice Secretary and the Home Secretary. What would your priority be? Paul Netherton.
I'm going to be quite controversial here and actually say I don't think justice is necessarily the outcome. What I want to do is make people safer, I want to protect people from harm, and I want to make our communities feel safer. So an outcome is actually safety, not necessarily justice.
Tracy Easton?
Well, I think I'd subscribe to Paul being in that position, but what I would say is that I'd like capacity within all our systems so that we can offer a service for every single victim and every single complainant who suffers from whatever it is in this country. And we do not have the capacity in the current system.
Hazel Pote?
I think that more money at an early intervention to try and prevent criminals gradually going up the ladder. If we can nip it in the bud at an early stage, we might not need so many prison places, we might not need so many people in the Crown Prosecution Service. But I think I have to agree with Alan, a lot of it starts at home, and it's the parents that have got to think about it first.
Mark Flinton.
I hope not to be picked up on the detail of this proposal, but I'd do away with all individual agencies, have one agency that works together holistically.
Good. Alan Qualtrough?
That's on my application form.
I'd argue with the Treasury that the criminal justice sector would be exempt from the impending spending cuts.
Elliot Perkins.
I would do away with the corrosive and divisive programmes which fall under the government's anti-terror community interventions known as Prevent, those kind of things which we're all subjected to at the moment.
Okay. Thank you very much. And that's where we do have to draw it to a close. My thanks to the panellists and to the audience for engaging so well. We've shone a lot of light, generated a little heat, and I think we're all a bit wiser. And we might not have put the world to rights, but we have, I think, nudged the debate along. And I've just been handed a card. It comes from Tanya Tovey, who's a postgraduate student. Tatiana, I beg your pardon, Tatiana Tovey, who's a postgraduate student in Exeter. And she says she would like to thank all the panel members. It is a novelty to see a human face of the justice system. So you're pleasing somebody there. I think you've all given us much to think about, and I think we've all realized, those of us on the outside of the criminal justice system, that perhaps things aren't quite as simple as we think they are. But equally, maybe things aren't quite as complicated as you make them. And maybe you've got a point about having a centralized system, a one-stop shop for criminal justice all the way through. Well, but anyway, the debate will continue. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening, and goodbye.